within that has maybe helped change you in your day-to-day work?
So I've kind of struggled a lot with this the last couple of days as I've been thinking about this question. Because on the one hand, I definitely do just look at people as people, and if you're capable of accomplishing something, awesome. Let's empower you to do that. But there are also definitely things. So in the audiovisual industry, we are very, very male dominated as far as the workforce. The flip side to that is on the event planning side, it's definitely very, very female heavy. And so something I've taken from that, and I've been very, very fortunate to work with some extremely talented women who just, it's how their mind works, is long-term planning. It's, all of these little details that I, as, I'm very ADD, I'm very reactionary, I'm very, throw a problem in front of me, and in the moment I can solve that problem. I struggle on the long-term planning. So really trying to build a team of people who all have their own unique perspectives, their own unique outlook, upbringing, and culture, and then seeing how we can combine all of those things to create the best overall culture, the best overall impact, so that everybody can benefit from what is ideally a global outlook.
From listening to the different perspectives?
Yeah, I think the big thing is that a lot of people do need a hand, right? And like even all of us here, right? I mean, at certain points in time, depending on where you are in your journey. So I mean, I think that's one of the key things that to pay attention to, and jump in where you can, obviously, for sure. Yeah.
Anyone else? Yeah, go.
So I think one of the perspectives that I got to learn about, and it's a well-known perspective, everybody knows about it, but I guess it was more amplified when I was around the women in my workspace back at Skip. We had a mental health committee there, and a lot of mental health aspects, a lot of understanding yourself as to where you are. A lot of times I would kind of just take up a lot of work for myself and just kept on dragging it and doing it, and realized it was affecting me in terms of my mental health. I could say to myself, okay, I am a software developer, I'll do all of this stuff. Sure, you can, but you get tired, you get in through these difficult situations, and that's where I started realizing, okay, these aspects are part of mental health. And then I started learning these aspects from the women in my workplace. A lot of them were mental health first aiders. So I got to learn these perspectives, even though they're there, but hearing it from them made me understand them more and gave it more importance. And from there on, I've been now actively using the tools for mental health, simple as journaling, simple as writing, or just kind of giving yourself a break. But now those things are like lessons to me now.
I was going to say, I forgot what I was going to say. What do you ask me that? That wasn't a very good answer. I actually, what I wanted to say was, when we talked about this the other day, is in listening, one thing I think, and we talk about this at our workplace quite a bit, it's kind of a topic that's regularly brought forward, is that equity isn't equality, yeah. Right? Like that, so yeah, sometimes you need to do like maybe some special things for certain groups or certain individuals, and that's okay. Like, to get things to be equal, like every situation isn't the same, right? So I think definitely recognizing that makes it a lot easier then to help people, right? Because you might have to do some specific things for some, but maybe not others, right? So.
Examples around how you can show up and work and really think about inclusion and being creative in your decision making. You had a really good example around moms. Could you talk to me a little bit around, how do inclusive environments actually show up and be supportive?
Yeah, so I think, I was mentioning that at 365 we have a culture guide with a set of statements that kind of talks about things that we believe. And there was a statement in our culture guide that said, leave your baggage at the door. And it was this idea of this barrier between work life and personal life, and what has become so real probably more so after COVID, but the reality that that line doesn't exist, right? And so treating staff, treating team members as whole people with lives that exist outside. And I did a bit of a unique perspective in that I'm a dad to a special needs son who's followed by specialists and has appointments, and very often I can get a phone call in the middle of the day that he's had a seizure at school and needs to be picked up. And so it shifts that thinking. And so the example that I give when we chatted is, I think moms have a unique burden, right? They carry a lot. And we had a recent hire, our marketing manager, who had come to me 3 months into her tenure and was kind of visibly upset and said, we're a single car family. The busing system and routes have just changed. My husband used to take the bus, and his bus ride's gone from 25 minutes to an hour and a half. And I would never be asking this under normal circumstances, but is there any way that I could work remotely? And it was, it was an easy yes, but it's just a really tangible example of, we sometimes have those opportunities to step up and to be there for our team in very tangible, specific ways. That was one of them.
That's what we were. COVID hit, things shift, things change. So now for some of our staff, we have to do drop-offs. We come in at 8 a.m. and leave a little bit early, or we come in later. We shift our day to be able to do so. And I think as leaders, being able to provide that flexibility, and it's just kind of showing the humanity, right? Like, we're not saving lives. We're here, right? We're not saving lives, I'll be honest. We're here to work and to do it, and we need to make sure that our employees are happy and they're satisfied, and to be able to do something as little as that, right? What does it do to us, right? To be able to promote that.
I try to think a lot about what are the results that we're looking for, and do I really care if somebody sits in a seat for 8 hours a day? Not particularly. If you can get your job done, if you're effective, if you're efficient, all the power to you. Some people can get something done in 8 hours that takes other people's 2 hours. There's no need to try to pigeonhole people into a specific type of work. And I think, again, the more you can give people the freedom and the flexibility to not worry about things like drop off, you're gonna get better work out of people as well.
Next kind of two questions that I have, I'm going to pose across the board for everyone. So you can we'll get there, we'll get it. So if someone is thinking, I want to be a better ally, but I don't know where to start. And that tends to happen frequently. I don't know what to do. What's one thing that you tell them to do tomorrow? How would you start?
Yeah, so I'll start with that. Go online, search up Manitoba tech stuff, and you'll find numerous events that are happening. Tech Thursday happens every Thursday, as you guys now know. There's events that are happening across the board. We have an event that happens every first Wednesday of the month. And then there's a lot more that you guys can just go and look into. Just show up, just volunteer, just kind of put out a face there where people can see and recognize you. I think that's just enough. So if you want to go and support people, support women, support people in general, my advice to you is there's a lot going on. You just need to show up. You just need to get there. It's going to be a difficult journey once you're at home and you're trying to think about it. Just get in the car, get in the bus, just get there. The weather's nice as well, so make it happen.
Yeah, I can say, I think it's something that we lost during COVID. That, again, at Wawanesa, we worked 100% remote for 4 years, from 2020 to 2024. And I think we lost, just talking to each other, right? Not just talking to your colleagues, talking to your coworkers. And you can learn a lot about each other when you actually talk to each other. And I think the thing that we missed is, and probably many of you experienced it, is during COVID, you're 100% remote. I can speak for, at Wawanesa, we didn't have, people weren't randomly cold calling their colleagues on Teams just to talk, right?
And then making sure that you're really listening to the answer. There's, maybe you don't even realize the people who need your support. There's a lot of hidden things especially in, I think historically our culture has very much been about keeping things to yourself. Like you said, leave it at the door. You're here to work. That's not how people work. That's not how reality plays out. So really just taking those opportunities.